Morning Rebels. Today Lucienne and I are talking about character traits that have inspired us from books.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
Nothing in life comes easy, especially when you're different or divergent. So what I learned from Tris is that you really have to work at things. I think so many times in fiction, the hero or the main character has something special or unique or something never before seen and everybody's after them for it or whatever, but it gives them a leg up. It gives them supernatural abilities, really, that help in their quest. And so to see a character struggle and come from behind and not necessarily be a natural at what it takes to survive is pretty amazing. I think nothing worth doing in life is easy. If it was, everybody be doing it, it wouldn't be special, it wouldn't make you special. So I think sometimes just putting in that work and knowing what it takes and having that kind of inner strength, that's something to be learned from Tris from Divergent.
Okay, my first character to admire is Liesl Meminger from The Book Thief. If you haven't read this book, you should. It's a brilliant, brilliant book. It's well written, and also just the story is amazing. But Liesl is wonderful, and I admire her character traits because specifically life has thrown her a really raw deal, and she learns to persevere by finding pleasure in books and by finding new relationships that sort of sustain her. So I think it's her perseverance that I like the most and that I admire the most, and her ingenuity in finding her survival or her instinct or desire to survive in unexpected places.
There's more than one way to be a hero. I'm thinking here of Peeta from the Hunger Games series, the Suzanne Collins series, which I love so much. Peeta is an unsung hero. He's not somebody who draws the attention. He's not somebody who has to have thanks for his heroics or even recognition. And in fact, if Katniss recognized what he was doing, she would be angry. She would screw it all up. Really, they would not have survived the Hunger Games if not for Peeta, and if not for his feelings for Katniss and his willingness to sacrifice himself. So the other thing I'd learned is sometimes heroism is quiet, and it is no less special, and in fact is maybe even harder because you're not winning any of the recognition or any of the rewards for it, and that makes it even more heroic.
My second pick for a character that's inspired me with their unique set of character traits is Mary from The Forest of Hands and Teeth. And mainly that's because Mary is curious and she's not willing to accept sort of the world around her the way that it is. She questions it and she wants to know what's beyond the gates of her community, which kind of sounds familiar, right? It's a little like Gated, and I'm always sort of drawn to characters that are curious about things beyond what they know, who are willing to question what they've been told their whole lives, and who are willing to sort of break out and try things in a new and different way. And that's definitely Mary in The Forest of Hands and Teeth.
A hero isn't necessarily fearless. Fearless, there's just no such thing. A hero is somebody who does what's right despite his fears. And I know this may be an unlikely hero, but I'm thinking here of Ron Weasley from the Harry Potter books, who is always afraid. He's always making that face that we all know so well, and yet he does the right things. I'm also thinking of Hermione, though, who is very comfortable in her book zone and the teacher's pet zone where you don't do anything wrong and you follow the rules. And she breaks out from that and she breaks the rules and she gets out of her comfort zone for her friends and in order to save their world and to do what's right. So I think that the Harry Potter series especially illustrates how, bravery is because you see things that have to be done and you do them.
The final character that I admire who has multiple character traits that I would love to have myself is Puck Connolly from the Scorpio Races. I don't have the book with me because I lent my copy out, but the Scorpio Races by Maggie Seabutter is probably one of my most favorite YA books of all time, and Puck is one of my favorite characters, mainly because she's strong-willed, she doesn't take no for an answer, and she does the unthinkable on her small island, and she's brave and courageous, and those are things that I would love to be in my own life. She is in a race with these magical horses that come out of the sea at certain periods of time, and she's racing a bunch of boys, and it's the first time that a girl has been involved in the race, and just her fearlessness is really what I admire. And if you haven't read the Scorpio Races, you should go get it now, because that is a brilliant, brilliant book.
Bye, Rebels. Thanks for joining us. I know this can't be a definitive list, so if anybody has traits, things we should learn, characters you want to point out, heroism that's gone unrecognized, leave it down below in the comments, and we'll really appreciate it. Thanks.